This is the second part of our Meddings SF12 tool and cutter grinder tear down and rebuild, and in the last video we looked over the machine from the lamp at the top here all the way down to the sump and the pump in the base. We're going to be working in the same order this time. The difference of course is that we're actually going to be taking things apart. Now this might stretch to a few videos, we'll see, because this part's fairly complex whereas all the stuff below the drip tray is fairly straightforward. We're going to start with the lamp here, which is only 3 screws, so that should come off fairly easily. Famous last words. So I'm going to bring the camera in here so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll take this off in one piece and then strip it down on the bench. So like I said, there's only 3 screws. What could possibly go wrong? So this one, that's turning pretty freely, which is a good sign. There we go, it's one. Maybe I should have taken the lamp apart first. That would have been easier, wouldn't it? If I can just... Oh, there we go. But they got that out of the way. Make this easier to do. It's easier to remove. Number 2. Okay, so that's all 3 screws removed. And there we go, that's our lamp taken off. Now we're going to take our lamp apart. If I flip this over, you should be able to see the slit there. Now that effectively forms a clamp. There's a little screw and a nut there. And hopefully they're going to be fairly compliant. I don't have too much trouble getting those out. Get in there with a screwdriver and hopefully, yeah, it's turning pretty easily. Let's see if I can hold that by hand. No, not quite. I have to get a spanner in there. Slightly overkill for this. I do have smaller adjustable spanners. I reckon that's probably an 8mm, and 8mm spanners are they're little Houdinis. They just disappear. So there's a nut and the screw. We'll probably clean that up. Actually, I think that's probably all right. See there, it's a touch on the. It's a little bit bent. I think a clean up will do fine. Same with the nut there. You just run a tap through it, so that'll go in the bag with the other parts, the other screws. Keeps everything nice and neat. I can't remember whether I mentioned it before, but get on eBay if you're taking apart any machinery. Get on eBay and get a load of these in various sizes, just resealable bags, because they are so handy. You know, for things like electronics and whatnot, anything where you've got little components that you could lose. They're pretty handy. They're so cheap. Might as well have a load to hand. Oh, there we go. That's the shade. It's not in perfect condition. We've got. Ooh, okay. That's. So am I assuming that there is a plastic coating on there? I think there might be. Well, restoring that, yeah, there is. So if you can make out of the back here, that's where it starts and that's where it ends. And yeah, there's a plastic sheathing on there. Again, it may well be difficult to see. So this is rounded over the bar. The bar comes round. It's not joined in the middle. This is sort of hammered over. I suspect we can open that up and just put it all back when we're done. I don't see why that should be a problem. As long as it's not welded or brazed or anything in there. and renew this. Find out what colour that was. I mean, it looks kind of like gold, to be honest. Or remove it entirely. It is a metal ring under there and just paint it. I'll look into getting. I have to measure the diameter of the bar and getting some sheathing that will fit around that. Then perhaps what we'll do is open this up. Yeah, open this up and then replace the whole thing, and we'll replace all the sheathing and put it back. That's quite interesting, isn't it? If you have a look in there, that's kind of rusty. Probably difficult to see actually. I'll tilt it that way. So here, but that feels like it's paint flakes. That doesn't feel like it's layers of metal coming off there. It doesn't look that rusted. There's a few bits that are. Yeah, cool. Okay, well we'll consider our options with that. Or figure out how to do this. I'd like to do it properly, you know, or as close to properly as is practicable. So here's the bayonet fitting, right there. And of course there's going to be a cable running down here, all the way to the base, carrying power from the switch to the bulb. So we'll pop that off. We'll pop this open, see what's underneath. Hopefully there should be a couple of contacts there. That's certainly what we're expecting. And so when we start taking the joints apart, we should just be able to pull the cable back through, and vice versa when we come to put the whole thing back together. I'm trying to get this centered with the camera really. Hopefully these screws are going to be compliant. They are actually fairly loose. Oh, that's a good sign. I have to say actually the wiring under here looked in fairly good condition. It didn't look bad compared to the wiring that's in the pedestal, where it's all perished. The insulation around the conductors has perished. So that's quite dangerous. Okay, we'll put those straight in the bag. Don't want to lose anything. And under here should be, okay, well there you go, there's the actual sort of bayonet fixing itself. Here are the contacts. You can see the little screw terminals there. And hopefully, yeah, that's small enough. And that looks, is that solid core they've got in there? It is, unless they've soldered the ends. I'll find out in a second. There we go. Oh, they have soldered the ends, there you go. In modern sort of fittings, you'd usually expect those to be crimped. Have little crimps on the end. Crimped connections are less prone to breakage. Soldered connections tend to suffer from that, especially in applications where they're actually moving about a lot. That's why you won't see much in the way of soldered connections in sort of automotive electrics. Getting sidetracked a little bit. So that's interesting. There's here, get that down low enough, because I've got the screen on the wrong side. Ideally you want the monitor over there where I can see it. It's actually over here by the camera. So this is almost like a gland. It's like a grommet. And I don't know if I can push that out. I don't know if it's a good idea to push it out. No, probably not. Yeah, if it ain't broken all that. But then again, oh, there we go. Yeah, so it is a grommet. It's a little silver grommet. I wonder what that's for. Maybe there was maybe that's to allow a switch in the top by the shade. There isn't one on the other side. I'll turn that round. See, there isn't one here. So yeah, I wonder if that's there to allow an entry for a little toggle switch like we have down here. Well, maybe. That's not terribly important right now. we're just going to get the rest of the lamp taken apart before we do anything else. Oh, it looks like it's a bolt goes all the way through. Yeah, there we go. I suppose they're probably all going to be like that, aren't they? If that's, I guess that'll be a standard item, wouldn't it? Makes things easier. Oh, no way. Oh, look at that. That in a lamp. Isn't that amazing? That's a slip ring. I did not expect that. I thought what we were going to find. I thought what we were going to find was a cable just running up through here, and I guess there's going to be a cable between here and here, right? They don't make them like they used to. Somebody probably makes them like this, to be fair. Though I'd have to say I think they would be absolutely nuts to make a lamp like this now. That's mad, isn't it? That's absolutely wonderful. So you've got these little copper spring contacts there. Then the brass rings. I wonder if I can push those out. It looks like there are slots for a screwdriver. I'm of two minds as to whether to take this apart. And I'm looking at this again now, and it looks like if I try and get this centered, you can see the green paint here. And that would be an odd choice to sit on top of a sort of light blue metallic machine, wouldn't it? Now, I don't think they're going to fall out. So I won't take the rings out, I'll leave those where they are. I don't think we'll damage them. Okay. Be careful removing this because one of the rings is, one of the contacts stuck up there. There we go. There we are, that's all the arms off. So let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at the bottom there and I'm seeing it now. There's going to be a slip ring under there, isn't there? This is a pat test sticker. So I mean, this thing must have been in use, I guess, fairly recently. Now I do want to take this off because I want to clean all of the bolts up. You can see they're corroded. So I want to give everything a really good clean. So we'll be taking everything off of here. Ah, and this is slightly different at the bottom. It has a nut on the top. There we go. A nut. A washer. If we pop that off again, we've got the same arrangement. It's very cool there. It's very, very cool. And is there... Yep, it's all made exactly the same way. So we've got the contacts there. I'm absolutely in shock about that. That is quality right there. Absolutely stunning. I think, with the possible exception of the toggle switch, now it only takes 2 minutes to pop this out. So when it comes to cleaning this, I think for the moment it's probably a good idea to leave the electrics where they are. We'll leave the cabling in there. These rings only really need cleaning with some acetone or some isopropyl, something like that. But yeah, when it comes to it, I think we will take the electrics out later. We'll just leave them in there, take them out when everything's going to be cleaned up, because they'll only take 2 minutes to remove. Need to put some kind of seal in there. This is what makes me think this isn't original. So no waterproof seal on the switch, and no waterproof seal on the cable entry, so no glanding. See if we can either get a small gland or a small grommet, or drill that out and put a proper gland in there, which isn't really what I want to do. I don't want to attack this with a drill if I can help it. And as you can see, there's a small cut there. Goodness knows when that was made. As we paint this, I can fill that and paint over it. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for one video. That'll take us to about 15-20 minutes, and once these things get over about 15 minutes, people don't really watch them. So, in the next video, we'll be doing whatever we're doing in the next video, which I think is starting off with the manifold, and then moving on to dismantling the tables. But don't quote me on that. I could change my mind at any time. I'm actually shooting this all at the same time. Everything is, everything's out of order. I should have put up prizes for spotting continuity errors, but maybe we'll save that for another video. Anyway, I hope that that's been somewhat informative for you. This is, I'm so pleased. I'm over the moon with this lamp. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.